What up, brothers and sisters? This is G World Space 7D, and I haven't been on for a while. I've been handling my business. Things go on in life. But I want to comment on the whole Dr. Umar Johnson situation. Look, I know that many of our people have some serious psychological issues, man. And that's to my conclusion. I think that as a people, many of us have so much deep hatred for ourselves that when you do get a brother that comes along who tries to help us out, or a sister, we'll go out of our way to knock them down, man. And it's so sad with this whole situation. The brother is a licensed psychologist, but he was constantly questioned and belittled by many people, man. It's sad. And you really seen it come to a certain explosion where the issue of interracial relationships, where he talked about that on the Roland Martin show when the brother was ambushed, that was very, very unnecessary for Roland to do that. Now, Roly Poly is no longer on the air. Thank goodness TV1 took his ass off. He had some good things to say. It was some good things on this program, and they should have a news program. But Roland really doesn't give a damn about the black community. All he cares about are his little fraternity brothers or his sorority sisters, man. But for what he did to that brother, who was a black man actually attempting to do something initially for black boys, then girls, there's an issue. First, he was going to do it for black boys, and people had an issue with that. So he added the black girls. And people still had an issue with him. When someone decides to really, really make an effort to try to do what's best for the black community, in that instance, start a black school, you would think all of us will rally around that individual and give that individual our full support. No, it was constant character assassination, even from people like Boyce Watkins, who had one of those women on his program attack the brother. One of his people who are on this web page, or is part of his Your World, attacked the brother, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then he was making little side swipes against the brother, man, which really made no sense to me, man. And I call him Moist Watkins, and I really don't care for him. For him to make and attack another brother, man. If he wanted to know about the funds, Umar used to talk about it all the time. Where you can go look at the status. Well, he could have spoke to the brother privately, man. He didn't have to publicly make attacks against him, man. So right there, it shows you can question him and his true motives, man. Because I would not attack another brother who's doing something like that publicly. I go behind the scenes and talk to him privately. Hey, man, what's going on? Or try to have like a meeting with him, or just talk to him over the phone. But some of our people, some of our men are very, some of the men are very, how I'm going to say it, sensitive in a way that if it's not them being the head person everyone's listening to, that they're going to destroy the brother who they are listening to, and who is what you consider the person that has the ideas. You want to destroy them. You have this envy and jealous towards them because you're not at their level. And that's what I felt in that instance, man. People making pot shots, going out of way to destroy their brother. But we in the black community, man, we do have some mental health issues. And I wonder, is this the result of the crack babies of the 80s? Or are this is this the result of the crack baby of the 80s as well as just some sellouts from the 60s, from that civil rights generation who, instead of trying to build for what's best for the black community, these Negroes, their main goal of success is to live next door, go to school, marry, and have sex with white folks. That is their dream. To me, that is the ultimate integration of dream for them Negroes. To marry and to have sex with white folks. Because they hate themselves so much that they're willing to miscegenate themselves out of existence. It is so sad when I'm hearing on YouTube a lot of these Negroes, male and female, to constantly get on the air or willing to get on television and to belittle one another is disgusting. But I'm starting to realize it's typical amongst some of these Negroes now. And it's so bad because I did not grow up in what you call the hood. You know, I mentioned before that my father was an educator. And I grew up with my father. And I grew up in a well-to-do black neighborhood. Predominantly black neighborhood. So I know not all black neighborhoods are jacked up. But as I'm listening to a lot of these Negro individuals, there's daddy issues. There's just a deep-seated self-hatred, not only here in America, but over in Africa. I'm hearing about a Bedouin show that's going to go up in Nigeria, dealing with black women married to white men. That's the ultimate coonism you're going to get. You know, but I think that's sick. But in Africa, there's a lot of brothers and sisters who have a deep-seated self-hatred there. With the skin bleaching creams, the ultimate hatred of black people in other regions. They don't like this brother and sister from this country or from this so-called tribe. And I noticed also in that aspect, some of the brothers and sisters look down on us, which is funny as hell. I don't know how you can look down on us and say we're not taking advantage of opportunities. But yeah, you have a whole damn continent and you haven't done much with it recently. To me, it's disgusting. You allow others to come there to control you in your own land. And then you look down on your brothers in another land, and then when it comes to even interacting with your brothers and sisters, you want nothing to do with them. Or they're culturally different from us. They're this and that from us. But then you seem to throw away those boundaries, that brick wall when it comes to white folks who not only totally different from you, but who did everything possible to distort the continent, distort the image of black people, and constantly bombard a negative image of black people through their racist media. You hate black folks here. Now, the same thing goes also that black folks here hate brothers and sisters in Africa. I don't want nothing to do with Africa. Africans are this and that. And it's like a deep-seated psychological hate, man. There's something mentally wrong with us. There's something mentally wrong with us. Through colonialism, through slavery, even though all of us weren't slaves. And that's another thing. There are black people already here. But you tell that to some Negroes, they keep talking about where they're children of slaves, children of slaves. Now all of us are descended of slaves. Yes, we had some of us, our ancestors were slaves, but some of my ancestors are already here. But to mention that to black people, man, it just makes you scratch your head because I agree with Brother Horace Butler. Black folks not ready for their history, man, not for their true history. You want to do everything you can possible to please that white man. You want to make sure, or woman, make sure that white daddy and white mommy, you don't get out of order with them because you want to continue to get your little trinkets from them. When I mean little, that's exactly what I mean, very little. You sit up there and argue with one another. You don't believe in coming together and building. Why wouldn't these black celebrities come out and just giving Brother Umar Johnson some money? Help him out with his school. Kanye West crying about the damn Grammys. Why couldn't the brother come out and do something for Umar Johnson? Well, one of the reasons that when the brother spoke out against interracial marriages, man, that pissed off a lot of those Negroes, man. Because it's right in their own home. They're not married to black women or men. They either a baby mama or baby daddy to a non-black person, and they helping to promote something that can basically wipe our ass out. Yes, black genes are stronger, but it will only take a few generations to bleach out that black population. You can see in some Pacific islands, which they originally were black, but due to the mixing of Caucasian and also non-black Asians, they have been basically bleached out. In Australia that was tried, Brazil that was tried, Argentina, they even tried this stuff in Jamaica and Cuba. A process of whitening up the population. That has been tried many times by the European, basically to bleach out black folks, bleach out the black problem. So it wasn't only in Brazil, it was in numerous other places. Black folks need to understand that we have no friends. We have a bunch of damn people who are our enemies. But many of us don't see that. We don't even want to read, man. There's so much information. There's not only the internet, you can look at documentaries or just get more detail, but you can go to your local library. Get your library card. Instead of spending money on fake hair, weaves, fake nails, fake eyelashes, on all these little so-called expensive cars, or always getting the latest screen television set. I gotta get this big screen television set. Why don't you spend more money, or clothes, or the next Jordans? Spend more money on buying books. Now, right now, I'm just showing this book, Houses Built on Scattered Poles, Prehistory and Ecology in Negros Oriental Philippines. This book it mentions about the indigenous black people in the Philippines, but I'm not gonna get detailed this, but I'm showing this book. It's just the backdrop right now. On this, and talk about the sickness in our community, man. Because Brother Umar Johnson, he should have been able to raise that money in no time. But instead of obtaining that money and getting that money, we had people constantly questioning his credentials, what he brings to the table. Is he legit? Negroes was calling the school he attended, talking about, is he a real professor? Or is he a real doctor? Is he a real doctor? Is he certified? And that is really sad, man. That is really sad. And there's a lot of envy and jealousy going on in the black community, man. That is so damn sad. Now, I thought at times Umar did kiss the ass of some of our sisters, man. And I love black sisters, but I think we need to be truthful to them and honest with them and let them know the BS that they're doing. All right? Being truthful and honest with them, not kissing their ass. Like this black woman God thing, man, that's utter nonsense, man, because the black woman's not God. All right, y'all brothers are doing that. You really simping and you kissing ass. The black woman's not God. We need to respect our woman in the same instance they need to respect us. So it's a two-way street, but all this stuff I'm hearing from certain brothers, man, when brothers tell you that, they trying to get in your pants. All right? It's one thing to honor the woman. Number one, I don't worship no damn woman, period. And I don't want no woman worshiping me. Men and women both have their roles, and we need to understand, love each other, and respect one another and come together. But there's no way in hell now I'm going to tell a woman that she a god. What the hell that makes me? No. So I don't get down like that. I'm going to be honest with the sister and be truthful with the sisters. And a lot of sisters, need to hear that. And brothers, I have issues with sisters with all these weaves in their head, but I think there's more important issues. Because that weaves and extensions been going around thousands of years. All right? But instead of just belittling them, man, there's a way to go about explaining to them that they look more beautiful, looking natural, and building them up and give them encouragement. You don't have to knock them down. So this is a two-way street. It goes both ways on our part as a people. I've seen a successful family. I come from one. And I know there's plenty of other black folks who come from successful families. So I really think that we shouldn't do this. I have two sisters who are doctors. One is a PhD, the other is a medical doctor, and one of my brothers was an accountant. My other brother graduated with engineering degree, so I come from that type of family. All right, my great grandfather was a veterinarian. So, like I said, I do not come from what you call the so-called hood, but that doesn't matter. We're still black. The most important thing is that we need to come together. Whether you Aboriginal American, whether you're a Pacific Islander black person, an Australian black person, a black person in Canada, a black person in Central and South America, a black person in the many different countries in Europe or over in Africa, we're black. And that's the main thing, we're black first. And we continue to argue with one another. We did that in ancient America. We ended up losing the Aztec Empire. We did that over in Africa, in losing Kemet. We did that over in Europe, bickering and arguing amongst one another. We did that all over the place. And as a race of people, we should really study our past, gather that information here in the present, so in the future, we know better not to do that again. It's just, I really think, we have a long way to go. And we have been, people may not like me using this term, but we have been psychologically raped in the head, man. We have been psychologically raped. Because slavery is over physically for the most part, unless you're talking about the penal system. But slavery is still affecting us mentally, so that's why I say we've been psychologically raped. Many of us are mentally gone. We don't know where we're going and where we're coming, man. And this is totally sick. That's why I pull back and I listen to all this stuff on YouTube. I listen to what has been going on in the media, whether print, television, or radio. And I'm telling you, a lot of you Negroes have lost your damn mind, man. You believe the black man needs the black woman. And some of these black women need to call out these other black women because these bed wenches are no good, as well the bed bucks. But you cannot say it's wrong for a black man to go outside his race. but then you don't speak on black women doing it. He got Serena Williams, who was called monkey and all those racist terms by white folks. A black man defended her. Guess she's ended up marrying and have a baby by a man who owns a racist website, Reddit, which I've been in that, man. It's very extremely racist, and they distort information about black people. But it has a deep-seated self-hatred that she has. Maybe partially against her daddy, or maybe growing up and in the tennis field, she was called racist stuff by those white folks, that she decided to, quote, have a baby that won't go through the racist, that won't have to face racism like her because it'll be lighter. It goes with some of these brothers too, man. We are totally psychologically messed up, man. We have a problem. From the 60s Negroes selling us out, from the civil rights generation, who main goal is to integrate with a bunch of damn crackers, to Negroes who could have been crack babies of the 80s, man. I believe many of them were. Because the way you act is totally delusional, ignorant. You say the dumbest things. You don't do your research. You just blot out stuff. Or you go to school, get a degree, and you just spit out everything verbatim from what you've been taught by your white professor. And to me, that's disgusting. There's no critical thinking. It's just totally, you're saying the first thing that comes from your mind. And really, and it sounds like it's not much up there from what I hear from some of you Negroes. It's totally disgusting, and it truly makes me sick. And it is hurtful, because Brother Umar didn't have to do what he was doing. He just could have been a brother, just say, hey, look, I'm going to get paid. But instead, he truly did. I can tell with his heart, he truly cared. But many of you Negroes, your main thing is to love interracial relationships and want to be accepted by so many other people, man, instead of loving your damn self, man. No one gonna love you if you don't damn love yourself. Black men dogging out black women, talking about like dogs. Talking about they want a white woman, and vice versa, black women. Oh, you just looked upon as being stupid and desperate. Man, this brother actually wanted to start a school, and you Negroes went out of your way to destroy it. And then it's not every single black person, I know this, but to the Negroes, you go around, you get some of these black men who so-called scholars with non-black women, and black women with these non-black men, and then you want to speak on black issues. Go shut up and sit your ass down. We don't need you, because you're a walking hypocrite. Now Kwanzaa coming up, you want to go to a Kwanzaa event with your non-black significant other, and then you want to say that we're racist when we don't embrace that, and which is what you're doing is destroying one of the principles, because one of the principles is talking about keeping the family together. How the hell you in the black family when you coming up there with a white man or a white female as your husband or significant other? Go on somewhere, Negro. We have so many damn problems going on in our community. We need to learn to love ourselves. Love your damn self. Do some more reading. Get into some groups, research groups, teams. Read certain books. Read a different book a month or every 2 months, talking about our history, our culture that goes beyond slavery. But then when you do talk about slavery, talk about it in a more in-depth perspective. Man, I'd say, man, we got a long way to go, man. Some of you Negroes, man, gotta go. Really, you gonna have to go. All you've done is continue to try to destroy our people. And Umar Johnson, like I said before, when he was speaking against interracial relationships, he knows that's not good for our people. That is destructive. That's a way of bleaching us out. That's what the white supremacists want to do. That's what the white supremacists have tried to do on various different continents with us. But some of you dumb Negroes don't read. You don't give a damn. This is G World 7 Space D. I'm back and I'm loaded. I'm going to start making more videos. But, my time is pressing. I do a lot of reading and research and viewing videos. So, but, you got to wake up, black people. Got to wake up, man. Peace and love. G World 7 Space D.